For most Americans, they're just what we call W-2 employees, with their salary and their expectation of lifestyle. See, we are a first world country with first world problems. We are like, do I want to go and have this drink, or do I want to have, that drink? Like, we have first world problems. And because we have first world problems, we're all trying to live our best life now. And, fear of missing out and all those things, FOMO, we called it in my generation, keeping up with the Joneses, same thing, right? Same concept, like trying to live your absolute best life at every moment is not conducive to deferring gratification. And so if we were able to get to a point where we could say, hey, I've got a short-term goal and I want to retire in 20 years, it could very much be a reasonable thing to do, as long as you had a way to sort of maintain cash flow in retirement outside of Social Security. It's just that I think the 401k actually was a huge part of pushing Americans to be non-planners, because when you start taking income, what people don't understand about the 401k is that you're borrowing from the government. You have agreed to borrow from the government every time you take a 401k, make a 401k contribution. You're probably saying to me, what do you mean? Well, if I make $20,000 and I'm in a 30% tax bracket, I owe the federal government $6,000. When I choose not to pay that $6,000, but to defer it to the future of some time, I've just accepted a $6,000 loan from them. And I've accepted that loan with zero defined terms. The only thing I know is I have no idea how much I'll be paying back. It'll be sometime in the future when the government tells me how much I owe them. I don't know any person who would go into a bank and borrow $6,000 without defined terms of what the interest is, when the payment is due, and how much it's going to be. But that is what we do every year when we defer our taxes into a 401k, don't pay them to the government, and say, someday in the future, when this account is doubled and I've not contributed 6 but 12,000, I'm going to pay you tax on more, and by then you might have raised the tax rate to 40%, and I won't be able to do anything to get around it. So yeah, that sounds good. Sign me up. No.